The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the 25th day of August, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman, she's Sherry Vanderpool, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. I'm Sherry. It's been a while. So you were saying backstage that you missed me.
I can say that publicly, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Sherry. Yes. The audience missed you too.
And I know you did as well.
Yes.
Say it.
Take the words right out of my mouth.
Say it.
Say what?
What I just said.
What you just said. I missed you too, Sherry. Girl, where you been, girl?
That's all right. I've got receipts, so it's fine.
Oh, see, you be saying, this ain't right. She does it. But look, you know what? It's Thursday, day closer to your Friday, you know, how much you love that day, you know.
I do.
No, folks, I don't know if she really misses us, the way we miss her. But anyway, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one today as we welcome Olatunji Tucker from Bermuda. It's coming on to discuss Bermuda's Pride events taking place this weekend. The Daily Play is a Name That Place. Name that place. This is a tricky one.
And Sancha was on fire yesterday. And you're saying it's a tricky one, which means it's a setup for me. It's a setup. You never give me breaks, Jamal.
You know why it's a tricky one? Because it's a creature of habit thing for Bermudians. The answer to this. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. But hey, let's jump right into our conversation because you know Maya's pretty tough backstage, so we got to get as much as we can in while we discussion, you know, because she brings out the whip, folks. But look, let's talk about it. So let's just, for those who don't remember, the government of Bermuda, or Bird administration, whatever you want to call them, recently said via the Royal Gazette, an actual Royal Gazette report, stating parents set to be contacted over $150 back to school payment, right? So the proposal was originally announced last month by David Burt, the premier, with parents and guardians to receive $150 per student enrolled in public school. Let me repeat. Parents and guardians will receive $150 per student enrolled in public school. You see where we're going with the question this morning. Should students who attend private schools be excluded from the $150 back to school payment? The question's simple. Do you believe students who attend private schools should be excluded from the $150 back to school payment? There's your question, folks. The government of Bermuda has basically said they were going to give, and let's be clear, because I think something we always forget when government is giving money, it's your money, meaning every last Bermudian who pays taxes, it's your money. This is not David Burt's money. It's not Diallo Rabane's money. This is your money. So we need to stop championing and acting like they are giving this money out of their pockets. They are not a private company institution who is giving money. This is your money. This is not money they've earned on their own to give to people. So, question of the morning. should students who attend private institutions be excluded from the $150 back to school payment? Sherry, why are you smiling like that?
Because you're doing no warm up today. You're like, we're getting right to the point about this government. So why I'm laughing is because I did some research last night, and it was another article that was in the paper July 19th titled MPs Passed the First Cost of Living. And the leader of the opposition, Cole Simons, had the same question, not only about private schools, but I did find interesting was about homeschoolers. We left them out. And basically what they received, the relief funds as well. And the minister, Diallo Ribbane, stated that the funds were allocated to students within public school system, and they can look to the future in regards to budgeting that money in. My stance is all students should be allocated the funds. Those in private, especially homeschoolers, should have similar opportunities to receive those funds. Homeschoolers need school supplies as well. We don't know why some students have gone to private school. It could be a variety of reasons. Some could be a smaller classroom, more one-on-one assistance, being able to work in a space for developmental challenges, and we can go on to say that they may need a whole lot more. And we can't just assume also that a person paying for private school are rich. I have several friends who are not rich financially, but needed to place their children in environments where they would be best succeed. And most of them are on some kind of scholarship or grant to assist them to go to private school. So can we turn it around on private schools and say, basically, if you want to attend, that you can't use a scholarship or grant? What if that was being said? What would we have to say about that? We'll all be in an uproar. In some instance, I'm not opposed to there being some stipulations in regard to that, but not everybody that goes to private school can really afford it on their own without having assistance. So with that being said, I agree. I agree in the sense that all students should be allocated. As you said at the beginning of this, is that taxpayer money comes from everyone, not just the public sector. It comes from everyone that lives on the island. So
I'm pretty shocked at the responses so far from the audience. I pretty much agree with a lot you've said. Cherie Dill says we do have scholarships only for public school students. We have Carla John says no to the question of the morning. If you're just tuning in, should students who attend private schools be excluded from the $150 back to school payments that the government of Bermuda has issued? Aaron Smith says no, all public and private students should be eligible. David Michael R. Wilson says all students should be recipients. Why should there be exceptions to the rule? Parents/guardians of private students are struggling too. Charlotte Fox says that's a hard one. No, honestly, it's just really your opinion based on whatever information you have. I don't think it's a right or wrong answer, but I think, we have our perspectives based on whatever evidence we choose to use. Michelle White says government is giving away my capital money. So no, private and homeschoolers should not be excluded. How dare they? There are Bermudians struggling to keep their children in school like everyone else. Tanya Christopher and Sloan Johnson for you, Sherry.
If this is about helping families in Bermuda, then all should be included. Agreed. All students should be eligible. All parents pay taxes.
And this is why I'm shocked at the responses. I'm shocked because I thought I was going to have to fight you all this morning. I thought I was going to argue with you this morning. But let me say this. David Birch, the Premier of Bermuda, I had a look at his LinkedIn page, screenshot it, sent it to someone. Based on his LinkedIn page, I don't think David Burt ever had a job. I could be wrong. I stand corrected. That paid him more than 6 figures in his life. But right now, he's making double that. He's at $200,000 something because he's Premier and Finance Minister. David Burt, the Premier of Bermuda, for political reasons only, likely, His children go to public school, as do some other politicians. Why are they more eligible for $150 than some people who don't make six figures in one person household, right? One income household, I should say, right? But they're putting their children through private institutions because they feel like that's the best opportunity. See, this is where the government gets the politics wrong, because it's a political move that's going to backfire. Because at the end of the day, I think Sir John Swan said it earlier this year. I stand corrected, folks, if you remember differently. I thought he said that we have more children in private institutions than public institutions, which is unheard of.
Yeah, he did
That's a
say it.
reflection of the government of the day and how they operate public education. That's what that is. And if that's the case, then Mr. Premier and Mr. Education Minister, and I got love for the Education Minister. There's nothing against him, right? Always open for a conversation. But I think you guys have got this one messed up, bro. You have this one messed up. You have to exclude taxpayers. Again, let me repeat. This is not their money. This is not their money. This is the money of taxpayers. And taxpayers, guess what? Their children go to private institutions too. And this is what I'm going to say to you. For every last one of you who has felt that homeschooling or private education is the best for your child, and you're being excluded and you're struggling too, don't be silly. Don't be stupid. Don't be dopey. You write this down, because we're going to start keeping journals on this show. Write this down in that journal. Let's start today. The Daily Hour Journal. Write this down in your journal today. Just like the LGBTQ plus, I'm coming for you too. Because you all better write down in your journal 3 times since they've been elected. 3 times. They've taken you to court. They let you stay married if you were already married. But my point is not to go off track.
Right. Come back.
Keep note, folks. Write this down, that the government, one of the worst elected governments in the history of Bermuda, is basically telling you, a taxpayer, that because you want your child to be in a different setting for educational purposes, that you're not eligible for $1.50. Let's go back to the comments. Renee and Sam for you, Sister Sherry.
I'm gonna be like Oprah. You get $150, and you all get $150 while we sink in debt. No child should have been excluded. I pay nursery fees. I should have gotten it as well. Okay. To me, it should be all or none.
Charles H. Jobs II says, my understanding is that the money is coming from travel authorization funds. A family of 4 who traveled this summer, I guess they are now out $10 if the children are in public school. You know,
Charles, then start him up.
You know, brother Charles. Let's first of all, I don't believe nothing the government says at this point, right? But secondly, that's still taxpayers' funds going to a private entity if I believe what I want to believe. I'm just saying. But you're absolutely correct. They're now out $10. Yeah. Miss Chalet, I think it is, Smith says, no, fight here, because we understand as parents how much we sacrifice for our kids, even those parents who want a better education and struggle to do so for their kids. Cherie Dill might be too big, so we can't put it on screen. Keep your comments a bit shorter so we get it on screen. She says, I guess the assumption is that those that can afford private school don't need the funds, but then are they saying only people who can afford it send their kids to public schools? Honestly, I am just confused on the thought process behind it. Oh, you represent so many of us, Sister Cherie Dill. Trust me. I am for the money going to those most in need. It seems like it could be done another way for the more to benefit and the funds to be directed better. I heard the school teachers still need to buy supplies for their classrooms. You know, I was going to bring this up before the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
I wonder what relief school teachers got. And the reason I thought about it is because of where I live in Florida. But again, I'm confused, Sister Cherie. I am confused. Sloan Johnson, real quickly, Sharon. Yeah.
Oh, there has been a rise in private school admissions because parents feel that the public system is failing their kids. Parents are sacrificing for their children to get the education they feel they deserve. There is a greater issue here that needs to be looked at. Absolutely, Celine. I agree with it. And I still want to hone in again on what you said, Jamal. It is taxpayer money. It's not
Mhm.
public money. It's not private taxpayer money. It's the island's money. And I think it needs to be allocated to all students that attend. The other statement is that private school gives you a better education. I don't believe that per se, but I do believe that it's a education system that is best suited for the student that needs what they need from it. As I stated before, it might be one-on-one assistance, might be smaller classrooms,
No,
it might be
I
a whole lot of
think
things.
you're going too deep though. I think all you have to do to explain it, Sherry, is name one government institution that functions good. And I don't think we can go for look, what people saying, oh, government takes this over, it'll go to crap. Government takes this over, go to crap. At the end of
Right.
the day, people taking their children to private institutions because they don't trust government. Like they don't trust them with tourism, they don't trust them with education. It's
Hmm.
the same thing. So
Right.
while you're going deep, and I appreciate it, I think this is surface level. And I say surface level because I just think this is not rocket science for people to understand.
Oh, yeah.
We have to layman it out as easy as possible. Folks, get your journals out. Get your journal out. Write this down that your government, remember when the election comes, your government excluded, it's not you, your cousin, your sister's friend, they were excluded.
Yeah.
They're struggling. They're
Hmm.
struggling. But because this government thinks that people who put their children in institutions. Now, again, go back to what Sherry confirmed with me earlier. Sir John Swan said it earlier this year on this show, right?
Absolutely.
Bermuda having more students in private school than public. If that don't wake us up collectively, I'm not quite sure what will.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I do appreciate someone asking, do teachers have a relief? I mean, I go back in education many years. I don't remember having a list
Mm, mm,
of these items that were needed for school.
mm.
A list, like 2 pages, that this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
$150 is supposed to do what in Bermuda?
But I think,
That's another topic.
and I want to go back to Cherie, and I'm sorry I couldn't share it on the screen, folks, because it was long. But so much in her Cherie Dill's comment, right? But the question: are they saying only people who can afford send their kids to public? Like, are you basically saying? And then, as I stated, David Burt, the premier of Bermuda, who's raking him over 2K just himself, right? Then you've got Minister of Education, Diallo Rabane, right? They're making decent salaries. But we all could draw in conclusions that they're, children are in public schools because they're in government, right? We know for years that there were even public school teachers whose children were in private schools, right?
Yeah.
So it's optics to some, right? But I mean, these questions are valid. They're valid. Like, I don't get it.
And let's just say 200K with no overhead. I just want to put that
Mhm.
out there.
Yeah. Well, you
We
know
pay
what?
for that.
Thank you, Sherry. His salary is taxpayers too. That's you all. So again, write that down in your journal. Write that
No
down in your journal.
electricity bill, no
Oh, yeah.
Balco bill.
Oh, yeah, write that down in your journal, folks, because I tell you, there ain't too many people that go from probably 80 something thousand to 200K, and that 200K is all because you all. Oh yeah.
Take home.
Oh, you all. So I say this because I think there may be generational gaps, but I say this, that if you are willing, we cannot live in a free and inclusive society that you all seem to want these days. I don't know why, right? But we can't live in this free and inclusive society if you're willing to exclude people based on the belief that they can afford something. Based on this, like this idea that, well, they have it better. I can tell you, there are children in private schools with struggling families.
I can tell you as well. I
And
know
there are a
several.
lot of them. But that's a sacrifice that these parents and these families have decided to take. So my hope is that the same way we're having this engaging conversation amongst ourselves this morning on this daily hour, when they come knocking on your door and your child's at BI, HS, Work Academy, Summersfield, Soltis, Monson Agnes, homeschool, you just remind them how they excluded you from your own tax-paying dollars. Let's bring in Maya Palacio. Well, hold up. Before we do that, let's bring in Cherie's got another comment. It's shorter this time. We can share this one on screen. She says it could be being used as an incentive to support or put your kid in the public school. We do need to encourage more support of the public schools across the board. So this may be an attempt to encourage that. $150 incentive, Sister Cherie.
No.
Sister Cherie, I'll say this much. If you want an incentive to support or get people to put their children in public schools, you improve them.
Yeah.
That's all you do. You make them better. You don't give $150. You improve the education system. And I'm sure Sister Maya is going to have something in her newscast today that's actually going to talk about education. I'm pretty sure she will, because, she's just that kind of person. Good morning, Maya. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm actually doing very well.
Doing very well. So, Maya, I'm going to put you on the spot before we get all serious in the news and stuff. Can you show the audience your nails?
This guy is something else.
Okay, to get these on my nails right now, guys.
He didn't even notice them.
Yeah, Sherry's gonna notice them. This is Avatar. I don't know if anyone likes Avatar, but I love Avatar: Last Airbender, so I had to get Aang's arrow and then the rainbow for pride.
So hold on. You all know I don't notice nothing, right? So Sherry noticed it for the show. So I say, oh, okay, I don't even notice hairdos, you all, right? So I was like, that's pretty cool, because I can never tell if someone's ever had their nails done. I'm oblivious like that, folks. But I thought it was cool when she explained it earlier, so I just want to kind of her.
Tini and Jamal.
Yeah, I'm like that.
I don't normally do this. This is definitely an expense, but I wanted to have it for pride. Last time I had my nails done, probably 2 years ago.
Okay. See, I never
the cost of living.
Well, there's some of the things that we have to eliminate. But Maya, before we get off, and you go into the news break, we've got to get your opinion on this morning's topic. So, folks, they pick fights with me. In our chat groups and stuff, they pick fights with me. Sanchez, Maya, and Sherry, all of them, they pick fights with me. But this is one of our fights we have. But what's your opinion, Maya? What do you think? Students, private schools, $150? Give it to us.
So I won't give my opinion, but I will give the stats of my Media Maya report. If you follow my page, you know that we had this conversation, and I can tell you the voting. I got over 200 votes on this, and 57% said they agree that private schools should have been included, and the 43% said no, they should not have been included. So that's the consensus from my report. There was a pretty interesting comment from one person that I did share on my most recent How Things Operate series about cost of living, and this person said, and I quote, but you also mentioned it, right, Jamal? There are private school students who are there on scholarships and bursaries. There are also public school parents who are wealthy. The Primo's own children go to public schools, so I guess he's eligible for the 150 too, even though we know how much he makes. If we're saying this is a benefit, then it should be needs-based. To assume that only public school parents need help is crazy, but if we're honest and we think about it from a political strategy point of view, public school parents would be more of PLP voters base versus private school parents. So in my opinion, that's why they've done it like that.
So
interesting.
let me give the Charlemagne and Envy and Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club, they have donkey of the day, right?
Listen.
This is what we're going to give the Byrd administration and the PLP this morning, and this is what we're going to do going forward. This is all for them, folks. This is your $150. Fail.
You didn't want to give them a hee-haw or a Bermudian.
What we're going to give them that for now. We're going to figure it out, but they are jackasses for this.
I was gonna say we're gonna give him here's an arse.
You didn't give them donkey. They're jackasses for this. I'm sorry. Excuse my language, but you failed, and I hope it costs you votes that when it's time to come. Maya didn't give her opinion, but thank you for that information, Maya. And this is why she's investing again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeehaw.
She don't just bring her opinion first, just bring in the information. You know, just bring it on. No, get a little excited, but
I know.
we got some guests. We got Olatunji Tucker backstage. We're talking pride today. But Maya, before we get to that, you got some more on education in your newscast?
I do, and I'm ready for the news.
All right, over to you.
Morning, and thank you so much for tapping in with us this morning. I'm Matt Palacio, and this is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. How many parish primary school meetings have you possibly attended? And was it enough, or do you feel like you're not entirely ready? And did you know that the incoming S1 students will be the first to take on the 2 signature schools this September 2022, which is next month, couple of weeks, couple of days even. This was the promise made by the Minister of Education. However, it is the end of August, and some teachers and parents feel like they are lacking the information they need for the upcoming year. OBA Deputy Party Chair Victoria Cunningham questioned the PLP government yesterday, stating, "We are pleased that the government is considering this move, but with the new academic year merely days away, where are the signature learning program plans for Cedar Bridge Academy and the Barclay Institute?" And according to a public primary school parent and former teacher, Vijay Denbrook, public support for parish primary school decisions is strongly lacking, according to a survey distributed where 385 people responded. Overall, the survey states that people felt like they didn't have a say in the parish primary decisions and that they disagreed with the ministry's decision. If you feel this way, Mr. Denbrook says emailing your constituency MP asking for information is a good place to start. And also, if you're looking to just get a quick recap on it, I have that in my HTO series, episode 3, about education reform. Yesterday, sadly, the police confirmed the name of the drowning victim as 57-year-old Judy Severe. Ms. Severe was one of several people visiting cruise ship members at the Horseshoe Bay Beach on Saturday, the 21st of August, 2022. Ms. Severe and others from her group were out snorkeling in shallow waters when lifeguards observed that she had not moved from her position for a period of time and decided to check in on her. On doing so, they discovered that she was unresponsive. Lifeguards pulled her body ashore, where life-saving efforts were attempted by lifeguards and 2 off-duty nurses prior to the arrival of emergency services. However, she was pronounced dead at the arrival at King Edward Memorial Hospital. In other news, the Bermuda Day holiday could definitely take credit for the increase in retail sales. According to the Retail Sales Index statistics this past May of 2022, sales at apparel stores increased at 28.8% compared to last year, and May's 2020 retail sales grew 2.0% compared to last year. In value terms, retail sales increased to an estimate of $104.4 million. Now, to wrap up my news for today, I'm sure you will have heard about it. We'll probably hear about it more in this coming week. But Big Brothers, Big Sisters are putting back on their "How Much Would You Pay to See Me" event. These are live dares performed at the last Harbor Nights on August 31st. Come watch some of your local faves do ridiculous dares and donate to the charity. Persons like Dr. Kariko Rowden, Trevor Lindsay, Brooks the Artist, and Olivia Hamilton will be competing and participating in these dares. And it's going to probably be a funny, ridiculous night. Okay, now let's look at today's weather. It's definitely going to be hot. It's going to be bright and sunny, a few showers, and about a high of 89 degrees Fahrenheit. So it just keeps getting hotter, Bermuda. So be sure to grab your waters before you leave the house today. And lastly, happy Pride weekend, everyone. And that's all for me. Now back to Sherry and Jamal for the Daily Focus.
She's got her cut. Thank you for that, Maya. Sherry, you got days of the year for us?
I do. So, Jamal and Maya, do you like beef burgers?
Nope.
Well, you could do any burger, veggie, chicken, or whatnot, because today is Burger Day. A burger can be made in a variety of ways, served with different toppings to suit the taste of the one eating it. This is why one of the most liked foods and are appreciated to being enjoyed by so many. So Bermudians love a burger. I would say we are the home of the homemade burger, or any kind of burger like turkey, veggie, and so forth. My favorite is mayonnaise, ketchup, onions, and cheese, fried onions and cheese. So What I would like the audience to do is, of course, put in the comments what kind of burger suits their needs.
What's your favorite kind of burger, folks? What you like on your burger? Maya, do you eat any kind of burger?
I would eat a veggie burger for the most part because I'm pescatarian, so that's as far as I'll go. But I spruce it up. I put a little bit of caramelized onions, some avocado in there. I love avocado.
Caramelized.
So true story. I got an Impossible Burger from Burger King when they first start serving them, and I guess it's called a Whopper Impossible. So somebody asked me, "Oh, does it taste like a real Whopper?" I'm like, "I've never had a real Whopper, so I don't know, right?" So I can't compare it to it, but no, it was pretty good. The Impossible Whopper's pretty good. Maya, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, Maya.
All righty. Maya,
enjoy your burger,
folks. Enjoy her burger. We've got no meat from David Michael R. Wilson for you, Sherry, and Chanel Powell says fried onion, mayo, and ketchup. So she's with you with healthy cheese. Folks, let us know what's your favorite burger, what you like on your burgers. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Olatunji Tucker. Hey, guess what? Tunji answered our call today. He's on the show. I'm putting him on.
Wonder what kind of burger he likes.
Yeah, he better tell us. Tell us what kind of burgers you like, Tunji. We'll be right back. We're talking Bermuda Pride after this break.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Soltis bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days, I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our website, thedailyhour.com. Just go do it right now so you don't miss a chance for updates, prizes, promotions, and more. Also, if you're on the go and you can't watch That's Okay, download the BCG Radio app like so many others who are tuned in via the app right now. So we have to remember that you can't see the faces that Sherry's making at you, sticking her tongue out at you and all that stuff. But hey, if you've got an Android or an Apple device, please download the app. It is available every time we go live. You can listen to us. Folks, we've got some burgers. So this is what people are saying. Sean Smith says veggie burger with lettuce, tomato, onions. We've got beef, turkey burger, cheese, tomato, and little mayo from Karen Simmons. Tanya Cheeseman says mayonnaise, ketchup, fried onions, cheese.
Yes, Tanya.
Hawaiian burger. Renee Simmons says pineapple, mushrooms, tomato, fried onions. Ooh, you all.
No, Renee.
We've got beef burger with ketchup, fried onions, and black pepper. You all love a little burger. Oh, we got the first bacon. I was waiting for someone to say bacon. Beef burger, bacon, onions, cheese, lettuce, and mayo, says Janelle Berkeley. And yeah, it looks like a lot of
And I'm just going to add, Jamal, real Bermudian. I remember my grandfather every Saturday, beef burger, a slice of tomato, raw onion, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. To me, that is a traditional Bermudian burger.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Nothing like some raw. I love a raw onion on my burger. Let's bring in Olatunji Tucker. We're talking about Pride. It's Bermuda Pride weekend. Morning.
What's going on, Sherry? What's up, Jamal?
I tell you what's up. Something's going on with your mic, so we need to get
okay. Is that my mic or is that my voice?
Well, no, I'm not going to blame your voice. I'm not going to blame your voice.
Sometimes, it's like it's been a really busy week, so I will have to just slow it down a little bit. Is that a little better for you?
No, it's your mic. I'm not sure if you did something differently. prior to the earlier check, but it's coming across robotic. So what I'll ask you to do is just to sign out, then sign back in. So leave the video, then come back in.
We'll find out more about these burgers that
Yeah,
our audience are eating.
Well, Sherry, when it comes to my Impossible Burger, I love lettuce and tomato. And then somebody said to me a year or two ago, during the pandemic, you eat cold stuff on a cooked burger? And I never even thought of it like that. But it didn't make me change. It just made me more conscious that I'm literally eating raw fruit and vegetable on my burger. So what I did was I just started adding avocado.
But why did they do that to you, Jamal?
People they hate us. Let's bring Olatunji in. Hey, Tunji, how are you?
How is that this time? Is that better?
Much better.
That's that. Sometimes the solution is just turn it off, turn it back on, brother. But thank you so much for doing this. Before we get into the conversation, though, we've got to ask you, what's your favorite kind of burger? How you decorate your burger?
So I am a traditionalist, right? And I used to love my mom's burger. So what I like is toasted bread, homemade burger with onions inside the patty, and fried onions on top, cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and maybe some bacon.
This sounds like the works. That sounds like the works.
Yeah, but no mayonnaise, no mayo.
Okay,
no mayo.
The works without mayo. The works without. My mom actually used to make them with onions in there as well. So it's impressive.
And it's not great unless you have that thick amount of oil left in the pan. You know.
All right. I think he took the title for burgers today.
Yes.
To today's conversation. Thank you guys for doing this and trusting our platform, Out Bermuda, to continue the conversation on this. But let's just start. Where did Bermuda Pride, and folks, if you're just tuning in, Bermuda Pride having the events this weekend in Bermuda in celebration of the LGBTQ plus community. But where did the idea for Bermuda Pride and Pride events come from for Bermuda?
So of course we know that, and so good morning everybody again. We actually have regular Pride, which actually is based around Stonewall, which is in June. Now Bermuda Pride is actually based on things that are happening directly in Bermuda. So I would say it's 1999. There was the Stubbs bill, and that was on September the 4th, 1999, and that was that partially decriminalized homosexuality in Bermuda, gave us protection for homosexuality in Bermuda. And then in 2016, human rights was actually updated for the protection of queer and gender. So it is based around that. So looking at the actual date, August 31st would have been our nearest date, and that's what happened in 2019. And that became our Pride.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
It is very interesting.
The good behind it, because I know a lot of times you see the actual colors and the excitement, but there's actually a lot of facts behind it. So a lot of it is in respect to what we've actually been through.
Wow. And with that being said, the theme for Bermuda Pride is love and live. What was the theme chosen?
So as the actual committee, first off, I want to give a big shout out to the actual committee, because we've had an amazing committee this year, and we put a lot together in the last few months. When we actually sat together as a team, the one thing that always came up was love. As the LGBT plus community, we're about love. We're about sharing who we are, being out there, doing positive things, and working together as a community. So giving love back has always been our thing. And then us living together. So it's actually just that when you actually read the words together, it's actually loving and living and moving together as a complete Bermuda together. That's actually what it's about.
Interesting. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And again, there will be a LGBTQ plus forum, 101 forum. Listen, trying to get it all.
It's okay. I also get tongue tied because sometimes I eat my words. So I apologize too. But it's actually an entire weekend of love that we've actually created together. So on Friday, which is tomorrow, so busy week from 6:30. We're actually going to start off with our forum, and that is our education forum about, love and live. And that's going to be hosted at Hamilton Princess. So shout out to Hamilton Princess. They actually came up as one of our sponsors as well. We're going to have that hosted by Media Maya. So shout out to Media Maya. And we actually have 5 panelists, and it actually is open to the public. Now, we are asking for everyone to register just so we can keep a track of numbers because it is extremely popular. And I believe all you have to do is just go to pride.bm, so www.pride.bm to register for that. And then come in. The forum should go from 6:30 to 7:30 for happy hour, and then 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And so if you have any questions, you want to get some education and love and live with us, and, come and pop by. And that's how we're actually starting the weekend off.
Right. And I was going to say, and what is going on for the other days in the weekend?
So it's a lot. You ready?
We got a little bit of time.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So following the form, we're going to take a break. We're going to get some sleep. And then at 11 a.m., we're actually going to have the annual parade. So the annual Pride Parade will actually start from Victoria Park, 11 a.m. sharp. So no late, 11 a.m. sharp, the trucks will start moving. We have upgraded from 1 truck in 2019 to 3 trucks because we know the amount of people that actually will come out to this. So don't worry, you will be able to hear the music and follow with us. We have actually posted the route on our site. It should be updated today. That will go until 12 o'clock. From 12 o'clock until 5 o'clock, we'll be back at Victoria Park for our block party. The block party will have some local artists there, and that's going to go until 5 o'clock. Then we're going to take a couple-hour break so we can get some rest, and then we have our annual adult party. So night party, that's going to be held at Docksiders. So shout out to Docksiders. They also are one of our sponsors this year, and that's going to go from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Then on Sunday, we have our praise and worship, and that's going to be at Wesley Methodist Church. And then at 3 p.m. on Sunday, we are going to have our beach party, our big beach party, which is going to be at Snorkel Park, and that's from 3 to 9 p.m. So,
and then Monday you rest.
And then Monday we rest.
So, okay. If you have any questions or comments for Olatunji, please send them through. We'll get through as many as possible. But as I read the website and I read the events, obviously, what stood out to me was the worship. Knowing that Bermuda is an extremely conservative country, still, I would say, even if it's 51%, it's still relatively conservative, comparatively speaking. How important was that to add to the number of events that you're having? Extremely important. So the thing with our Pride is that, we want to make sure that we're completely inclusive of everyone. Bermuda has a lot of, we're extremely diverse here. We have a lot of Christians, and, praise is always something that's in all of us. So Wesley Methodist Church has always opened their doors for us. Reverend Steele, he's always been there, and, super encouraging. So we wanted to make sure that that was something that was added. And the feedback for that's been amazing too. And how do you feel? I mean, again, pandemic took away a bit of time. The first year seemed like a large audience. What if none of us is blind, and this is not a shot at people who can't see, but when you look at the pictures and the optics, it looks like let's just speak, this is this show, and this is what we do. It was very white, right? What is the plan to get more Black people out in support? Like, is there one, or do we? Because let's be honest. It seems like you got yourself, Tiffany. You guys are doing a lot of the speaking, educating. But when you look at the crowd, you go back at pictures. It was very white. I believe that, so I was there in 2019 as well, and it was an amazing day. I think that sometimes what happened is that, people have to feel included. So we've actually, put a lot of effort out there to make sure that everyone felt invited out. Everyone actually saw what we were actually doing, and, and just to be there. And I think that is the thing about Pride, is about being consistent, and, consistent, positive, and always showing love. And eventually everyone will come out. We don't doubt it. We actually, just from the feedback that we've gotten this year, we can tell that way more people will be out for this. And what we've also done is we've offered different options for people to come to too. So if you're looking for education, we have it at the forum. If you're looking for the actual parade, we have it for the parade. If you're looking for the actual block party, for actual acts and family, and of course, remember, the block party has, it's
invites all family out. You can come to that. If you're looking for something that you just want to hang out with your friends, we have the actual evening party. And if you're looking to actually be in the sun, which of course everyone is in that motion too, we also have the beach party. So we just I think that's a big thing about this, is to make sure to listen to what the community wants as well. So sometimes, the parade might not necessarily be for you. Maybe, it's a little hot right there. So we have another option for you to come out. It's okay. It's all about positivity and making sure that, that we listen to the community.
The way he answered my question is, I wish everyone would answer like that. Literally, what Olatunji just said in layman is, there's something for everyone. And you don't necessarily have to be at the parade, and that you can come to the educational forum. But I appreciate that response. Sorry, Sherry, you were going to say something.
No, and I was just going to ask, when you talk about it's Bermuda Pride, are we expecting visitors to our island? And if so, like, what is the intended numbers that we can see to come support Bermuda Pride?
Needs all the help it could get. Go ahead. Sorry.
I knew he would like that question.
Right. So we actually, so what actually happened this year, because we actually planned this a little later, this year is actually focusing on Bermuda. So if we do have some visitors that have come in, our focus right now is actually just to make sure that Bermudians come out. And if visitors come up, we're excited to have everyone. For 2023, then the actual plan would be to extend that. But because it's been from 2019 to 2022, our main focus for this year was actually Bermuda.
Okay.
Well, we did get something that came through from one of our audience members yesterday. And I'm sure I can say this, but basically they were questioning, and I don't know if this is true because I haven't looked it up, but there's someone who tunes into this show wrote, they were a bit shocked that the Bermuda Tourism Authority website has no mention of all about the Pride events going on this week. And I would have forgot to ask that if Sherry didn't.
Actually, they do.
They do. Okay.
They updated it. So, I think a lot of times when it comes to planning such a large scale event, and in the amount of time, especially because, only, let's say in March, COVID started to loosen. So it's been a lot of noise on a lot of events happening. And I know that tourism is out there trying to support everyone. And they definitely have posted on their page our complete list of events. So we actually thank tourism for that too.
All right, perfect. So the audience member who sent that message yesterday,
it's definitely there.
For sure. Heard from Pride themselves that it is there.
We go to check after the show.
Remember, that's why I said I hadn't been on the website to check myself. But Olatunji, let's just speak to we've seen so many things happen in our lifetimes. Prior to us coming, in the late 70s, well, during Sherry's time, but in the late 70s, there were riots. There was a lot of industrial action back then, and someone said it might have been Ryan Robertson parenting for Liana Nanang the other day that said, every generation has its own fights, right? How important is it, not just for Bermuda Pride to take place this year in 2019, but to be taking place in 2030 and 2045? How important is to keep building towards that?
Extremely. So I know that we spoke a lot about loving and living. The one thing that happened, I guess, when, as a 41-year-old, when I was younger, there was a lot of, we felt a lot more discrimination, and that type of heaviness is, that takes you, that literally follows you throughout your life. And what we are trying to do, and we want to make sure that we're always growing. The kids of today, they are a lot more positive, but they have a lot more exposure to everything. Social is there and constantly around you. You're constantly reminded about the negative things that are out there, and you need to be able to find that you have community and you have a home. And that is the reason why, Pride is so important to us. It's to carry us, it's to carry it's to carry love, it's to carry education, it's to be able to grow. And when you see the fruits of that, my best example is I have a cousin that I've actually grown with. I've been with her since she was maybe 1 year old. And when you show somebody from young the amount of positivity that you can bring, and you see how that person has grown into something different, they have an open mind, they're open to everything, they accept everybody. And then that same positivity goes to the next person. So if we're trying to walk in a positive motion, Bermuda, and that's just not with the, with the LGBTQI plus community, is period. It's about making sure that we can offer something positive. And then that is something that when you look at 2030, 2040, 2050, when we walked in a positive motion and we offered that back, when you look back, you say, listen, this is what we learned about in 1999. We made the difference.
Yeah. And before you head out, where can people find more information about the events taking place this weekend?
Sure. Okay. So you can actually visit our website, which is, of course, pride.bm. You can visit us on Instagram, so Bermuda Pride. You can visit us on Facebook, so Bermuda Pride. We have a pop-up store, which is open today. It is open in the next 40 minutes. If you're looking for merchandise. So, of course, as you saw earlier, Maya was actually showing her cup. We have different color cups. You can also, we have mandalas. We have a couple different things there. Of course, you can always visit if you know our committee. We actually have our committee listed on our page, on our website. So please feel free to go to them and actually talk to them about it. Make sure to come out to, if you want to take a sample of it, come out to the actual forum to see exactly how that is. Hey, it's a lot of different ways to be able to contact and see what we're doing this year. And of course, we have lots of sponsors this year. And we want to thank our sponsors. Can I read out my sponsors real quick?
Absolutely not, but you can tell them you can find your sponsors on your website.
Okay. Sponsors on the website.
There you go.
Because I know we have sponsors on her.
Yeah. What's tight about that? But I will say, and this is no hate. I read something on the website that said no more space for sponsors. Did I read that right? So
when it comes to love, Bermuda Pride has had a lot of love this year. We have had sponsors literally, trying to work with us in every single which way that they possibly could. And we cannot thank them enough. It has been an emotional moment of how much love was actually out there. And that is because they want the audience to grow. They want us to grow.
And again, this is not hate. This is just me speaking from my heart. I say this all the time in private conversations to people. There's a lot of money in Bermuda. It's a matter of what people value and where they want to put it. Now, I say this to everyone. At the end of the day, if you have something of value that can improve your community and make your community a better place, there are people that will spend money with you. I want that to hit home with certain people. There's no hate. It's just, obviously these companies saw value in this fight. And I gotta share this. People say, how did you guys, were they able to afford to fight conscription? Because there were people in the background who valued our cause. They weren't out public like their sponsors, but there were people in the background who valued our cause. If people value something, they'll support it. If people are connected to something, they'll support it. So it's not hate. It's just really trying to educate people that people attach themselves with things they align with and that they value. Olatunji, one last question, and I had this written down, but I'm going to let Sloan, she actually asked a good question. Virtually, is any of this, especially the forum, because I would really love to attend the forum that you're putting on, any of it going to be virtual?
Okay, so we are still working on that. So, morning, Sloan. We're still working on that. So we should be able to let you guys know by tomorrow morning if that is going to be possible. For now, we cannot release that yet.
Okay, but, please send me a WhatsApp so that we can see it. Please, because I think, especially for the forum, the educational aspect, I think that is important. But again, understand if it can take place, but thank you, Sloan, for that question. And that was the most Bermudian thing ever, right? He says, hey, Sloan, thank you for the work you're doing. Thank you to your team. Thank you all. And I wish you guys the best this weekend and all the events that you're putting on.
Thank you. And I definitely want to give a special shout out to our committee. Everyone has worked tirelessly on this, and we all appreciate the love that you guys and support that everyone has given to us, these sleepless nights about it. And I want to say thank you to everyone personally, just for that. And thanks so much for working with me.
No problem.
And thank you guys. And Jamal, I finally got a return call to you.
Man,
I admit it.
I wasn't gonna put him on the spot, but
I said I will always admit it. I will always admit it.
Yeah.
I understand, Tunji.
I would say as of next week, Wednesday, Jamal, I promise you.
All right. You heard him, folks. You heard him.
It's live every day.
No, man, honestly, I appreciate you. I know you're busy, but keep up the good work. You, Tiffany, the entire team. I don't know everyone's. Kia, Adrian, keep up the work you all are doing. And again, this platform is of use. Please hit us up.
Cool.
All right. Talk soon, Tunji.
All right, cool.
All right, folks, if you found that conversation helpful, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. If you, Sherry, I don't like you.
I want to say a love, a like.
Thumbs up, a love, a like, and make sure you share these kind of conversations. I really do would want to know more about the educational forum. I would love to learn, to see what's being said, what I agree with, what I disagree with, what questions I have. I ask questions. So hopefully it's virtual. It's a virtual opportunity. But if there is, Maya or one of us will let you all know tomorrow. So thanks again. Let's take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We've got the Daily Play. You don't want to miss this Daily Play because chances are Bermudians do not know the answer to this trick question. Stick with us.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security. There's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
I'm part of the SSCP, giving us opportunities to go out and sell, which is what I'm doing today.
One of the most important things I learned in the SSCP is that failure is just a part of being an entrepreneur.
As a vote community, then you can't go anywhere, can you? I just believe it's a really beautiful and amazing experience for everybody.
A lot of late nights being up trying to finalize things, especially for me.
You don't have to do everything at once. Little steps is the key to success.
They helped me go through every step of the way.
It has helped me gain more confidence, so that's one thing.
I'm Marley Spriggs and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Joshua Allen and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Trey Robertson Richards and I am an entrepreneur. My name is Namira Rayner and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Vincent Darrell and I am an entrepreneur.
I'm Shayla Swan and I'm an entrepreneur.
I am Sophia Pasenhan. I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Zion and I'm a young entrepreneur.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, myself, Jamal Hartman. Thanks again to Olatunji Tucker from Bermuda Pride coming on. Again, if you appreciated that conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Folks, thanks again to One Communications, People's Pharmacy Medicals, and Lindo's as well, ensuring that we're able to have these conversations daily. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0, great taste, no alcohol, and Bermuda Trivia, now available at various locations throughout the island. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Sherry, are you ready?
Yes, Jamal.
Now, Sancha kind of almost got it without me playing the music yesterday, right?
I know. Yeah. I have to close my eyes.
Bermuda, this question's for you. Sherry, here we go. It's a name that place. Which beach area in Bermuda is named Gates Bay?
Gates with a G?
Gates, Gates Bay. Where is Gates Bay?
Can I at least get a parish? Is that?
Nope. What beach is known as Gates
Police
Bay?
Beach?
No one knows this one.
That time seems shorter than normal.
Oh no, that was the same 20 seconds every week.
Gates
Somebody,
Bay.
please. People are
Can
close.
can we get a parish then? No.
They're close. They're close. They're close. They're close.
Clearwater?
Ah, she got it because she lives St. George. I should have said no St. George's people.
Near Gates.
It's Fort St. Catherine.
Really?
Fort St. Catherine, everyone refers to it as Fort St. Catherine Beach. That's actually Gates Bay.
So where the Regency is?
Yes, that's Gates Bay.
Where the Carlsman and
Gates Bay.
Really? I did not know that.
It's Bermudians, we call it Fort St. It became Fort St. Catherine Beach to us, but it's actually called Gates Bay.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I usually don't know what's going on in St. George's anyway, but this was a good piece of information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gates Bay. Yeah. I like this answer. Sloan worked in tourism, so it's just not for St. George's and tourism people should have knew. Rosalind famous say, oh, something new. Okay, you learn something. Sonia, I'm picking on you. Dockyard, you chose the opposite end of the island.
For real.
Let's wrap today up. What you got? Discussion point. $150, Gary. $150.
Today was a good discussion. Yes, $150 of taxpayers' money, which is not isolated just to the public people, is isolated to the whole island. So my answer again is that all students should be receiving the stipend for their education, no matter what institution they are a part of. As far as Olatunji and the LGBTQ plus community and Bermuda Pride, I appreciate what they're putting on. I love that it's about 3 or 4 days, and especially that forum, like you said, Jamal, getting to know more information. And I love their theme, love and live, and just spreading that positivity regardless.
Yeah, I as far as the $150, I'm not joking when I say to people, I'm not joking. What?
$150, really?
Well, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it ain't nothing, but it is something to a lot of people. And $150 will help me go a long way because you all keep talking about gas prices going down. I ain't felt it yet. But anyway, folks, I'm serious when I say start a journal. Start a journal. Write down. And when they come on your door knocking, asking for your vote, you just give them something. Oh, what about this and what about that? Elections are not won, they're lost. People don't get elected. People get unelected. Keep that in mind. So as long as they're excluding people who they want to predetermine are rich enough to afford private school, well, we don't appreciate the discrimination and we're going to send them where they belong. As far as the Bermuda Pride, look, I champion anyone who fights a cause that they truly believe in. So many people want the benefits of a cause, but very, very few are willing to put themselves on the line for it. So credit to those who continue to do it. And I stand by my question to Olatunji, though, is, it looked very white before the event, if you look at the pictures. And I'm interested to see the support that Black people in particular give these kind of events, whether or not they do over time think this is in their best interest for the country and themselves as a whole. So that, may be minimal to others, but it means something to me because I am a Black Bermudian, and I relate to Black Bermudians more than the entire collective. That's just the real. And so I want to see what's being done to encourage, educate, and how are we going to, or how is Bermuda Pride going to deal with the resistance from those in the Black community? How are we gonna, dealing with resistance is important. We had to do it with conscription. How do you deal with that? Sherry, you got some daily inspiration for us?
I do, and it's interesting on how that gets fueled into some of what I have to say. Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. And that was from Harvey Farstein.
Oh, I like that one. Love that one. All righty, folks. Well, thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, stick by our social media today. We're going to ask you, what's your favorite burger again? And you want to make sure you put that on social media. We want to know what you put on your burgers. Some of you are just nasty. I'm just saying, make it a safe and great day. Mayo. How old are you?
Love mayo.